watching some work being done on the 47 car, Marcus Ambrose, who is defending his race win here at Watkins Glen. Now, he came in the front valance was just about ripped off the front of the car, and I stuck my head in the window and wrongly accused him of going off the racetrack, and he said that did not happen. They just from his normal braking on the racetrack, they had so much valance on the front of this car trying to get it sealed off to the racetrack that when he got on hard in the brake, it really knocked the front of the valance off. So they're going to repair that and get Marcos back on the racetrack here in just a moment, but a little bit of new car blues for these guys.
Hey, the thing is right now, Harvey, correct me if I'm wrong, but Frankie Kerr and a lot of the guys that are helping him not only on the Cup side or over here on the Nationwide side also. Is that right?
He really does. He's got his tire specialist and Frankie Kerr and some of those guys. You're exactly right. Jeff Hammond over here working on this Nationwide car as well, and a big deal for Marcos. I mean, a good opportunity to get more lap time. But, Larry McReynolds can talk about this too. I know this is the road course, and why would they want the front of that car sealed off so much? But a lot of high-speed corners at this racetrack, and you want as much downforce as you can possibly get.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, Hermie, because as we had a shot of these Nationwide cars coming up that straightaway from turn 5 to turn 6, to see how high they're off the ground. You can see it on Carl Edwards here, but watch when he goes under braking, getting down into the corner, and the car travels. You see the front end travel, where if you go back to that's the biggest difference in the Sprint Cup Series cars and these cars today, is the travel is so limited on the Sprint Cup Series car because of that front splitter, is they're trying to keep that splitter down on the ground all the way around the racetrack. You look at these cars, they're way off the ground, maybe 8, 9, 10 inches the front end. On the straightaways, when they go down in the corner, especially on the braking, it travels down and almost seals off. See how high it is? You can see even a lot of the suspension parts under the front of that car on the straightaways.
Carl? Well, standing by Marcus Ambrose. Now, you had an adventurous one lap on the racetrack so far. Tell us what happened.
Well, we over-traveled the front of the car and knocked the front splitter off it, and we caused our own caution pretty much. I just want to go out there and get a good feel for it. But, we just over-traveled the front just a little bit too much, and the valance was just too thick, and we knocked it off. But we're actually in pretty good shape. We did one lap. I'm actually feeling pretty good about it. And we're struggling here doing the whole crossover, trying to pinch some crew off our Cup deal, come across here and help us out. So we're just going to find a balance between how much we want to work here and how much we want to work in the Cup garage. But I feel really happy with this car. I think it's going to be a good piece.
Now, I know you enjoy being back in the Nationwide Series, but it seems like Watkins Glen would be one of the tougher places to go back and forth as far as qualifying. How different are these race cars?
Oh, not too bad. I'm actually, quite okay with it. The Cup car's got a lot of power, and you've got to get used to that. It's probably harder to step back into this without the power and just carry all that corner speed. And, I feel good about it. I think both cars feel very similar in the cockpit, and I think that's half the battle.
And, Larry, just so you know, they're coming in, they're putting more front spring in the car and putting a little bit bigger front sway bar to try to get this car off the ground. That's Marcus Ambrose.